In Chapter 2 of Life is Strange True Colors, should you tell Charlotte to turn down the offer or take the money? Or even a secret third option where you just don't visit her at all and she takes the money anyway? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what happens if you make each of these choices, but please play the game first on your own. I don't want to give anything away, and this game's amazing, and you should play it, and you should try things on your own, and then come back to this video if you'd like to see what happens if you make a different choice. And here come the spoilers.
Swing by the dispensary. Charlotte wants to see you.
Charlotte will also text you asking you to come by. Now, you don't have to at all. It's completely optional. And I think there's actually some game errors related to this that I'm going to get to at the end of this video. But if you do go visit her, Diane's going to come out of the dispensary just as you come in. And when you get in, you realize she had just dropped off an affidavit for Charlotte to sign. It basically is saying that Charlotte can't say anything publicly about Typhon if she signs it, and if she holds up her end of the deal, she's gonna get a lot of money.
It's send Ethan to college big.
You then have a major choice upon you. Do you tell her to turn down the offer, or do you tell her to take the money?
Do you think it would be a betrayal of Gabe?
First up, if you tell her to turn down the offer.
I don't think you should sign it. I'm sorry. I know it's hard. But you can't let Typhon buy you off. Gabe made that call, and I'm gonna prove it. I need some time.
Thanks for being honest.
Alex will be understanding that this is a hard decision, but no, you can't let them control you.
If they're willing to pay Charlotte to keep quiet, they're definitely hiding something.
But if you check Charlotte's emotions, she's gonna be unsure still.
Of course, she's right. But I could really use that money.
But even though she can tune in to Charlotte's feelings about this, Alex doesn't budge.
We can't give in, no matter how hard it is.
Now, right when Alex is tuning into Joy for the first time, you will get a notification, and one of the posts will be Charlotte with an update about the Silver Dragon hours on MyBlock. Notice in this version, she says, "Things are still very up in the air, but we hope to return to regular business hours soon. Stay tuned." And the Chapter 2 choice summary shows that Charlotte didn't take Typhon's money. In Chapter 3, there'll be a string of text messages between Alex and Charlotte. You should definitely check those out. They're pretty humorous. But in the middle of those, you'll see that Charlotte talks about Diane coming back to the dispensary. You originally turned down the offer on May 1st, and you could see just a few days later, Diane came back to try to convince Charlotte again. Charlotte stayed strong, and Alex is right there behind her. Choosing to turn down the offer also contributes to the result you get when you choose the Me tarot card in Chapter 3 during the LARP. If you haven't heard me talk about it before, this is a very complicated tarot card result, and it is a huge labor of love collecting the data to prove how you get one result over the other. When that comes out, I can have my life back. Let me just say that. So definitely subscribe so you get notified when that video comes out. So I feel like I have a purpose of why I've been spending so much of my life figuring this out. Yeah, thank you. Not only that, but by turning down the offer, it changes the possibility of how Charlotte can support Alex in Chapter 5 during the town council meeting. By choosing turn down the offer, there are only 2 possible variations out of the 4 that will be possible now. You can only get 2 of them based on other choices you make later. And I got a video on that, of course, so make sure to check that out. Okay, so if you take the money, this option is kind of the one I think Charlotte prefers, and you'll see why in just a minute. Right away, when you choose take the money, Alex will very much understand that Ethan comes first.
You have to put Ethan first. If the money helps, I think you should take it.
Thanks, Alex. That means the world.
And Alex's internal dialogue continues to support that feeling.
That affidavit feels scummy, but Ethan should come first.
If Alex tunes into Charlotte's emotions, you can tell that she's still a little bit unsure of this decision.
She said it's not betrayal. Still makes me feel sick.
Same. But Gabe would understand.
And this time, her MyBlock post reads, "We hope to have the Silver Dragon back to operating on our normal hours again sometime next week." Josh and Riley still have the same comments regardless of what she posted. And the summary screen will show that Charlotte signed Typhon's agreement. Now, here's why I think this is a preferred option. If you chose to take the money, in Chapter 3, Charlotte actually gives Alex a gift. It's a handmade sculpture of Alex's rising or falling star tattoo. Wow.
I didn't even know what to say when Charlotte gave this to me. How do you even respond to such a perfect gift?
And Charlotte even writes a note thanking her. Alex, thank you so much for your advice about signing those documents. It really meant a lot to us. I made you a little something to show my gratitude. I hope you like it. Sincerely, Char.
I'm really glad my advice helped.
Now, in that string of fun text between Charlotte and Alex in Chapter 3, there's a different exchange between them because she took the money. Charlotte mentioned some lawyers coming by for more paperwork, and Alex continues the support. She wants Charlotte to take the money. Better her than them. Just like with turning down the offer, this choice of taking the money also affects that me tarot card result. Seriously, my life, I want it back. And even though you can't interact with it anymore, you can still see the gift on Alex's nightstand in Chapters 4 and 5. And this does affect Charlotte's level of support for you. Out of the 4 variations, 3 of them are still possible if you choose to take the money, depending on other choices you make in the game. Okay, so what if you don't visit her at all? And here's where I think some game errors come in. So in Chapter 2, when you can go to the dispensary, you just don't go. You just walk past, you go through the process of finding out where Mac is, finding Mac, et cetera, et cetera. And especially when it says like, hey, are you ready to talk to Mac? That's your cue. You want to choose ready because you can't get back to, going to visit Charlotte. So if you just don't visit Charlotte at all and you continue with the story, you technically didn't visit her, right? That wasn't complicated to explain. Why did I take so long to explain that? You just don't visit her. Okay, so you didn't visit her and she takes the money anyway. I don't know how you could not know if you did it right, but in case you're wondering, you'll see the end screen in Chapter 2. You didn't visit her and she took the money anyway, which makes sense because that MyBlock post is the same as the one where she took the money. She's planning on opening next week. But here's the problem. While you can't see it or interact with it in Chapter 3, the gift from Charlotte is on Alex's nightstand in later chapters. You probably wouldn't notice that this is there because you wouldn't know what it is and you're just thinking like Alex has new decorations or something, but technically it doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't be there at all. And not only that, but there is a text message, the same exact one. She still thanks Alex for helping her make that decision. And Alex is still saying the same thing about yeah, you take that money. So I don't know if this is a game error, like something with the result coding didn't quite match up if you didn't visit her, or if this was just a choice to leave it in because, I don't know, you probably wouldn't notice it much if you made that choice anyway. But I think there should have been something else. I think the gift should not have been on the nightstand at all, and I think that text message should have just not existed at all. But I guess then you wouldn't understand the ending in the town council where she talks about the money. So I guess there has to be some reference to the money. I don't know. I think it should have been a little bit different though. And of course, this does affect your Me Tarot card result, like I said before, and also Charlotte's decision about supporting you at the vote. You can only have 2 possible variations if you don't visit her at all. Okay, so let me know in the comments below if you think that's a game error, if you think it's on purpose, if you think it's just whoops, we forgot about that, and what you think that text message should have said otherwise. Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious what you think about that. Till next time, hope this helped. Bye.